Hi, today we will summarize a movie that tells us the story about a poor man that his life changed after he had learned snake fighting style, and he managed to beat all his enemies easily. So let's start our summary of Snake and Eagle movie. But first, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video. The movie starts with Professor Shaw, who is running in the fields to meet Professor Wang. Mr. Shaw is the head of Snake Fighting School, and Mr. Wang is the head of Eagle School. The two schools have a great enmity, and both of them have the target to destroy the other. Mr. Shaw said to Mr. Wang, "You killed more than 3,000 students of my school, so I will kill you." Mr. Wang responded to him, "My task is destroying the snake fighting style in all China, so the eagle style will be the major style in the country." After that, the fight between them started. They have an equal skill firstly, but in the middle of the fighting, Wang became stronger and took control of the fighting till he won the fight and killed Shaw. But before the death of Shaw, he had said that he has a friend who mastered snake fighting style, and his name is Bei. So Wang decides to find Mr. Bei and kill him too. In this scene, we see Mr. Bei, who was dead asleep, but the owner of the house woke him up and asked him to pay the rent. Because Bei is a drunk and lazy man, the owner of the house attacked him with his friends. Although Mr. Bei is an old man, he managed to fight all of them perfectly with his unique style of snake fighting, and finally, he managed to run away from them. Now, we are in the martial arts school. While the students were training, this poor guy Shane Fu was cleaning the floor. Shane was an orphan raised in the streets, and when he saw the students in training, he got excited and started imitating them. But the teacher Lee saw him and scolded him, and he began to soil the floor that had been cleaned by Shane. After that, we see the teacher Lee while he was fighting another man, and we discover that he is a scam man and he isn't a martial art professional. After Mr. Lee was beaten by the other man, he called Shi to fight him in front of the students to prove to them that he is a professional fighter. While Shane was crying because he was beaten by Mr. Lee, his friend tried to make him take it easy, but he ignored him and left the school. In the same time, Bei was relaxing beside a martial arts school. When the teacher of this school and their students saw him, the teacher orders him to leave the place, but Bei refused, so they fought him. The fight continued till Shane saw them and asked them to stop fighting this old man, but they refused and started to fight with Shane too. Although Shane is a poor guy, he is very brave, so he managed to beat them with the help and guidance of Bei. After that, Shane took Bei in his home and hosted him with generosity. And now we see Mr. Lee, who meets the city judge who asked him to train his son in the skills of Kung Fu. In that time, Lee called Shane to fight him to prove to the judge that he is a professional teacher. And as usual, Shane didn't resist because he wanted to stay in his job in the school. After he returned to his home, he cried so much. And when Bei saw him, he tried to make him laugh by doing acrobatic movements with his plate. Then Bei challenged Shane to grab the plate. After many attempts, Shane wasn't able to grab the plate because of the skills of Bei. By the time, Shane and Bei have become close friends, and we will find out here that Bei prefers Shane and gave him his blanket so he could feel warm while he was sleeping. After Shane wakes up, he found guidelines of martial arts skills, and when he went out, he found symbols on the floor that explain secret martial arts styles. Indeed, Shane started to learn the secret style of snake fighting. Although Shane hadn't been trained in the martial art before, he was a fast learner, and he managed to learn all the skills perfectly. In the same time, Bei met a strange man who followed the Eagle School and came here to kill Mr. Bei. The fight between them continued for a long time. In the first, Mr. Bei was better than the other, but before he overcame him, another man appeared and stabbed him in the shoulder with a knife. And finally, Mr. Bei was able to run away, although he was injured. Then the judge went to check on his son's level in the martial arts school, and the teacher agreed with Shane that he was being beaten while he was silent. At first, Shane was beaten without defending himself. But then he became angry and started using the snake fighting style that he learned from teacher Bei. Shane managed to beat the judge's son, and this prompted the judge to take his son and leave the school. After that, teacher Lee hit Shin in front of all the students, causing Shin to rush out of the school. On his way, he met Master Bei and discovered that he was seriously wounded. After that, Shane went to school and brought some medicinal herbs, prepared them, and gave them to the teacher. At this time, Wang reached out to his followers and told them that they should eliminate Bei at once. Also, the snake martial art must be eliminated so that the eagle martial art will fully prevail in China. After Bei regained consciousness, he thanked Shane and told him, "I will help you learn the snake martial art to defend yourself." The next day, Shane began to learn this martial art and the training was very difficult, but he had determination. After many trainings, Shane's body has become very flexible like that of a snake. And because of the day and night training, he became very skilled in martial arts. The next day, a teacher known as Lian, who was the principal of another martial arts school, showed up at school and asked Master Li to fight. But Master Li asked him to fight his assistant. Lian agreed to a duel with Li and his assistant, and Lian was able to hit them hard and make fun of them in front of all the students. This prompted the rest of the students to go to Teacher Lian's school in order to learn martial arts with such a professional degree. The next day, while Shane was cleaning the school, Teacher Hung, who was considered the main teacher in the school, appeared, and we found out that he had appointed the teacher Li because he was traveling. At this time, Shane tells him what happened and Hung realizes that Teacher Lian stole the rest of the students. This is what prompted Master Lian to fight Master Hung, and the fight between them was very fierce, and both of them had equal skills and professionalism. In the middle of the fight, Master Wang, the principal of the Eagle Martial Arts School, appeared and was watching this fight, which ended with success and Master Lian's victory over Master Hung. This then caused Shane to be angry because of his belonging to his school, and this made him use the snake martial arts style with quick movements, which caused him to win in the end. This is what made Wang very surprised because this poor, simple young man learned the skill of this professional art to such a degree. Lian even tried to use a weapon in this battle, but Shane was able to control that weapon and won in the end. Then Shane took Teacher Hung back to school to treat his wounds, and this prompted the students to go back to school with them. When Shane returned to his room, he did not find Master Bei and was looking for him everywhere until Master Wang appeared in front of him. Master Wang was lying to him and told him, "I am a snake martial arts teacher," and Shane didn't believe him. So he fought him and Shane couldn't beat him because of the experience difference. This was a great idea for Wang so that he could trick Shane and teach him the eagle martial arts as the snake martial arts and eliminate this kind of art easily. After returning home, Shane found that the cat was fighting the snake and using its claws to win over it. And then he began to invent a new type of martial art, which is the use of a combined snake style using fingers and nails like a cat. And he has been training in this type for a long time. One day, Shane was sitting with Bei, and then Master Wang called Shane, which made Master Bei run away. And Shane could not understand why Master Bei did this thing. After a while, Bei met Wang in the desert and Wang said to him, "Now the time has come to eradicate the art of the snake and only spread the art of the eagle." Wang was able to control this fight and beat Bei because Wang was younger than him, and just as he was about to eliminate Bei, Shane appeared to defend his teacher. Shane tells him, "I will kill you because you lied to me," while Wang told him, "I will kill you both, and I will spread the eagle martial art all over China." This duel was one of Shane's most dangerous duels, and while Wang was trying to overcome him, Shin was able, by using the new method of the cat skill, to counter all the blows and beat Wang in a very special way. At this time, Master Bei was feeling very happy because of Shane's courage that helped him invent this art and overcome the evil Wang, and then told him that we are now able to do the work of a school capable of teaching these two types of martial arts. And here, our movie is over. Tell me in the comments, what do you think about this movie? Do not forget to subscribe to this channel and like the video to review all that is new from our videos.